Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Analysts are insisting that despite the tremendous price activity we've seen in the world of crypto over the last 2 to 3 months in particular, this market's actually just getting started, which is something I personally don't mind hearing. Like, I personally believe that XRP will eventually surpass $1, it'll hit its all-time high, and then enter a whole new realm of price discovery that we've never seen before. And there's plenty of time for that to happen. Now, to be clear, I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast in the space, nothing special about me, and I make videos on the YouTubes because it's my most favoriteest hobby I've ever had, but that is indeed all that it is. And so I was thinking, as I was looking at the price earlier today, just for the crypto asset class in general, what must people that are new to the space be feeling right now? Because as I scroll through the top 50 coins on livecoinwatch.com, you can see over the last 24 hours, there's some green, but it's basically a sea of red. And if you've been around for a few years, I'm willing to bet that this does not faze you. It's just another day that ends with the letter Y. This is, though, the most volatile asset class on the entire planet, and I'm sure it's shocking to people that are new, but for those of you listening that are new, and I know that there are a lot of you out there, there's tons of people entering the world of crypto, and I just want to share with you that from during the last bull cycle, which arguably started, you could say maybe the beginning part of 2015, and I mean, it wasn't as exciting in 2015 and 2016, but 2017 is when it really cranked up. But even so, consider this, from 2015 through the end of 2017, which is when Bitcoin hit its then all-time high of almost $20,000. Across that 2-year time period, there were 9 major pullbacks. There were a lot of smaller ones in between, but 9 major price pullbacks that averaged out to 37%. Now, obviously, we didn't see anything near that within the last 24 hours. We're seeing a sea of red, and what got me thinking about this is not just obviously that there's a sea of red, even though it's not like that horrendous, relatively speaking. I was just seeing the comments on Twitter. I was going through my feed, and just there's all sorts of people that you could tell, nothing against them, but you could tell that maybe they've perhaps not been here a while, because you're looking at, like Chainlink's down 1.96%, Bitcoin Cash 0.67%, Uniswap 4.18%, like it's XRP 6.16%. I mean, maybe that would mean something if you're talking about the stock market. This is nothing. Like, to me personally, this is not going to change trajectory, says Moon Lambeau, right? Just the general, market structure that we have right now in terms of technical analysis, nothing's going to change here. And so, as I record this, XRP is at 55.7 cents. Bitcoin is at $48,311. The market cap for the asset class, $1,477 billion. And it's like, so here, actually, let me click on this. Let's see what the 24-hour high was. Actually, we hit the all-time high the other day, 49,653. So we pulled back to $48,314. Like, I can't even take myself seriously as I say that. We had a serious pullback to only $48,000. Okay, guys. Well, can we pull up the 12-month chart for a little bit of perspective here? A year ago, what was it at? Bitcoin's at, it was hovering around $10,000. Everything is okay. Look, and at some point, I do believe that there will be a more notable pullback because it's just what happens during a truly bullish shares. Like, at some point, don't be surprised if there's a 30, 40, 50% pullback in Bitcoin. A lot of analysts are saying, yes, it's going to happen. Might not see it until Bitcoin hits closer to like $58,000 or $60,000. I don't pretend to know when it's going to happen, but nothing goes up in a straight line forever, and it's okay. Mr. Q-Moon tagged me in a tweet along with a number of others in the community. Thank you very much, good sir. And wrote the following: if the price of XRP goes back to the 20 to 30 cent range, I am all in. Well, I'll tell you what, I personally, my bags are packed. I made my final XRP purchase at the beginning part of October, but to anybody, if we actually went back to those levels, I'm not convinced we will, but if we do, to anybody that wants to jump in, hey, kudos to you. I'm not going to tell you to buy, sell, or hold. I'll never offer financial advice, but if that's what you want to do, super duper thumbs up. It would be a hell of an opportunity for anybody looking to make an entry, but I will say, even now, just getting back to all-time highs, you're looking at close to an 8-fold increase, which is still something from the current price level of XRP sitting around 55 cents. But anyway, chart analyst Harry, who is very notable in the XRP community for having called the biggest XRP bull run in history from 20-something cents to almost $4, and also called the top on January 4th, 2018 at a price of $3.92, according to Live Coin Watch. He called both of those. He said the following: XRP had a 50% week last week. And again, so indeed, we were up 50%. I mentioned that yesterday. And he writes, not surprised to see some profit taking at the close, but the sell-off won't be all that significant. And Mr. Q Moon responded and wrote, I see. So do you think it will still go up slowly this coming week? To which Harry responded, I hope and believe the week will be green. I definitely think next Sunday close is greater than 49.5 cents. And so it was neat to see that we started the last week at it was right at 41 cents and closed at about 59 cents. That's a pretty notable jump up here. And it's good to see all of this, but XRP, oh man, it has not gone parabolic yet. It seriously has not. You guys just wait. When it does, it melts faces, resulting in disgusting, gross face goo all over the pavement throughout the world. So just watch out. There are going to be so many melted faces. Now, Rakesh Upadhyay, who writes for Cointelegraph, he's a chart analyst, he does see potentially a chart forward for a path forward, rather, for XRP hitting in the short term over $1. I think I just passed. There we go. Over $1. And so he keeps saying, and Blockchain Backer's been saying basically the same thing too, watch for this 78-cent level, because once you hit that, it's basically the key to unlock $1. And so that's the direction that we're heading. But I want to make sure you guys understand, and this is, at this point, kind of a popular opinion, but it is super early in this bull cycle, which to me is exciting because I'm actually at a point where I am still purchasing. I'll let you know when I personally quit. And the answer will be when like almost everything has gone parabolic, probably, more or less. Other than that, I'm just going to keep putting every free dime I have into crypto because there are going to be some seriously ridiculous returns, and I'll be happy to highlight all of them on the channel here. But from the Daily Hodl, here's the headline. Top analysts Plan B and Willy Woo say Bitcoin in early phase of massive bull cycle. Here are their price targets. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, if you guys are worried about the price action of XRP, just consider again, it made a 50% move over 1 week, hitting over 60. It got up to, I think, 63.6 cents is the highest that it got, and over the past week. But it's moving in tandem with the market, okay? An XRP, despite what many in the XRP community think, it's not the only coin that moves, historically anyway, towards the end part of bull cycles. And even lately, there are a number of coins that I mentioned that Blockchain Backer brought up that were performing worse than XRP. At the time, Dash was one of them. I know it's moved up. I haven't checked today to see what it's at. But there's Dash, there was EOS, there was Zcash. So it's easy to feel like if XRP is your favorite coin, your largest holding, it's easy to feel like you're getting left out. And so the mistake people typically make is they'll then just sell their position because it's not moving when I want it to move. Price should be higher now. And then they go chase something else that's already pumped, and then they get wrecked. But in my opinion, and this is not financial advice, I'm just sharing what I believe after looking historically at how XRP behaves, is that at some point it will go parabolic. You're not going to know exactly for sure when, but when it does, like for me, I just want to make sure I've got my exposure to XRP, and I most certainly do. Now, a prominent crypto analyst, Plan B and Willy Woo, say that Bitcoin is just getting started on its journey towards mass adoption. And look, to me, this is important because it's an undeniable fact of life that Bitcoin simply leads the market, XRP and everything else follow. So I love hearing that, yes, we're clearly in a bull phase, but it's the early part of it. And so in a three-way interview on the Investors Podcast Network, on-chain data expert Wu reveals that by his estimations, whales are heavily accumulating Bitcoin while retail investors are just getting started, indicating that Bitcoin is still in the early stages of a bull market. Yeah, exactly. And so when the retailers come in, that's the stupid money, and that's what results in the volatility and prices going up ultimately. Here's a quote. What we expect right now is that eventually retail will come in, and that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing this quiet accumulation of even more whales come in, and we're seeing the very first hints of retail. And when retail comes in, you'll see the inventory on spot exchanges increase. Now they increase because retail are small holders, and they tend to store their coins on the Coinbases of this world. Yeah, and also let me pause. In addition to that, the major players, they're not purchasing on spot exchanges like you and I. They're purchasing over the counter. So even if they're using an exchange, because you can, like if you can put in large orders, for instance, like Binance US, a lot of exchanges do that. But okay, even if they do, it's not going to be seen by the traders on the exchange. It's just behind the scenes. And so that's what's always interesting, because you don't see an immediate impact in terms of price action, but it affects what's available. Well, liquidity. It affects the supply and demand dynamics. So when there are a lot of over-the-counter purchases, the price is disturbed, but not immediately. It's delayed effect because look, there's already scraps of Bitcoin left. Like there's only a couple million left today to be sold. And so as more retailers come in, and it will be largely after a lot of the institutions that want to get in have gotten in, the retailers, they'll really be fighting for the remaining scraps. And so that's what pushes us up. But here's another quote from him. In the later phases of this bull market, you'll see the inventory on these exchanges increase, and we're still not seeing that yet. So we're all really early in this phase. It's just mind-blowing how different it is in that the length of the accumulation off of exchanges is so long and so deep. And secondly, the amount of whales, which are holders of more than 1,000 coins, so around $35 million, $40 million of Bitcoin upwards, they're exploding in numbers right now, and we've never seen such a sharp climb in that species of holders. Yeah, and so this market cycle, it does look different a little bit than previous market cycles, in the fact that institutional purchasers or what have driven the market. What looks the same is, the retail investors that are here, they're just acting like idiots, just like the last cycle, and purchasing everything. It's like what's going to pump? What's going to pump? Pick a coin. Is it going to pump? The answer is yes. That's what it seemed like last. I mean, that's functionally what it was. I bought 17 cryptocurrencies last market cycle. Every single one of them went parabolic, and I'm not exaggerating. Every last one went parabolic after I purchased it. It's the most insane thing in the world. It's like you can't lose. Now, of course, holding on through the rest of the market cycle, you can still kind of get wrecked. But if you start selling as you see things go up, maybe you'll end up being okay. But it looks like that's what's happening again here. It's just early stages, like he was citing here. Now, Wu goes on to explain that although the cycle may still be in its infancy, the trader has not quite seen a bull market like this one, predicting that Bitcoin will likely never dip below $30,000 again. And here's one final quote. It's an incredible bull market, this one. Technical traders are looking at the price saying, this thing's overheated. I've never seen a move like this in my career inside Bitcoin, where the price goes a sheer vertical wall, yet the fundamentals of the buying, they're supporting that, and there's no real path right now for us to go down to, some people are saying $22,000. My modeling says that the bare floor right now is around $30,500, I think. And that's based on the amount of sheer capital that's coming into the market, which goes back to something I was saying the other day. I don't know for sure if it's going to prolong the market cycle. It could if enough money comes in, but it's just this idea of tons of institutional money coming in. And that's why to this point, things are going a little bit differently, but in a positive way, going a little bit differently than a lot of analysts were predicting in terms of where Bitcoin would be at this point in time. It's not weird that Bitcoin is up at these levels at all during this market cycle. I'm not saying that, but in terms of how quickly this money came in and what it did and how quickly it pumped up, there weren't a whole lot of people calling for it to look quite like that. So I'm feeling great about this. I'm just going to keep purchasing various altcoins, build up positions. I already feel good about where I'm at, but I'm going to continue doing that where I feel it makes sense. And I'm most excited about just seeing what happens with XRP. No way to know for sure, but I feel optimistic and confident that it's going to be going parabolic at some point, probably in the not too distant future. And it's interesting to see, if you had asked, 6 months ago, analysts, if they had to guess, when they'd expect XRP to go parabolic, they'd say, maybe fourth quarter 2021. There were some that were saying more like August or September 2021. But now I'm seeing all sorts of analysts that are saying, no, within the next few months. Like maybe you could see it go parabolic by June. So I don't know if it's going to happen. But it's just interesting to see how timelines have shifted, and of course analysts should adjust their opinions as they're accumulating more data. Always adjust based on that. So, but for me, whenever it happens, ultimately it's not functionally going to matter. I'm going to be here. I refuse to sell until XRP hits levels that I'm looking for, and I won't sell a single XRP until it's at least close to its previous all-time high. Then maybe I'd be like, okay, like a little baby boo bit, I'll sell it, but the bulk of it, I'm going to wait to sell a good bit higher than that, personally. But I'll go ahead and wrap up there. I don't know about you guys. I'm feeling good. Like, I feel bad again for like all the people that came into the space again, and they don't, they're just not used to this type of stuff, and everything that they just bought went down. But like, it's just like I said earlier, it's another day that ends with the letter Y. It doesn't functionally matter. Everything's fine. Like, the technicals haven't changed. This is to be expected. Of course there have to be pullbacks, and this isn't even a big one. Wait till the big one happens. People are going to be flipping out, and I'm just going to be completely chill. And if anything dips enough that I'm watching, maybe I'll make more purchases. So, well, buy when there's blood in the streets, right? Even if it's your own. All right, I'll go ahead and wrap it there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.